Tonight, we got the Green Bay Packers squaring off with the Tennessee Titans at home. Packers, crucial win last week versus the Cowboys. Ray, was that for real? Christian Watson, 4 TDs. They actually cut Amari Rodgers the other day, which I don't blame them for. 3 fumbled punts for the 3 muff punts. Tennessee this year, every time you bet against them, always seems to win. Even against Kansas City with a rookie quarterback who couldn't complete more than 5 passes. So, who do you got tonight, Tennessee or Green Bay?
This is a tough one because I've been hard on Tennessee going into the season, but also at the same time, I felt a little optimistic about the Packers this past week. Christian Watson didn't start off the game too great, but Aaron Rodgers kept the faith and fed him the football, and then it turns into a big day for him. I think it was what, 4 catches for 107, right? And 3 touchdowns. So I don't know. I want to pick the Packers. It's in Lambeau. Tennessee's going to be running the ball hard. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers this week.
Devondre Campbell's out with a knee, no Romeo Doubs, and David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins are both questionable if not practicing with knee injuries.
I mean, those tackles have been questionable all year, and they still have played.
They actually had to move Elton
well.
Jenkins to guard because he wasn't playing well.
Yeah, but I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. I think that they can get these 2 games. I forget who they have next week. I think they have a really tough game next week. But yeah, I said after their win, I think that there is a path where that they can sneak in as the 7th seed, but they're gonna have to play some really good football down the stretch. I think beating the Cowboys last week and now beating the Titans this week, I think is a big momentum builder. So I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field.
Next week, Green Bay plays Philadelphia. That was the matchup.
Yes.
So for the Titans, no Ben Jones, their center, and no Bud Dupree. I'm going with Tennessee. Call me crazy, but I went against them last week, and I'm done feeling like a fool. Next game up, Chicago is going to Atlanta. And I'll be honest with you guys, this is one of the most boring games of the week, and the slate isn't very good either, so that's kind of saying a lot. That's saying a lot that's not impressive, excuse me. For the Chicago Bears, their injury report going into this matchup isn't too heavy. Can you pull it for me? Yep. Okay, just Kyler Gordon limited, so nothing serious for them. I'm going to roll with the Falcons this week. I think they're going to run the football rather well, and it's going to be another close loss for the Chicago Bears.
I'm going to roll with the Bears. I'm going to go with Chicago. I think Justin Fields is playing at an elite level right now. He's going absolutely crazy. And it really begs you to question, okay, is this the version that we were all expecting? Does Chicago have their guy? And I think they do have the answer. I think it's yes. So you fill that roster around them. I think they'll finally squeeze out a win now. They've lost, what, 3 straight games? I think they finally squeeze one out here. And I've been high on Atlanta. This is a week they go down.
Yeah, I got Chicago winning this game. I'm surprised John doesn't have Chicago because he was talking about Justin Fields being a franchise guy too, or being the best quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft. But
Jerry, I got a question for you. Could Justin Fields be the best quarterback in the 2021 class?
Yes. He can be. Not saying
he is.
How
predictable is that?
I'm saying he can be.
If.
What do you think it would take? You think if they get wide receiver number 1, he can establish himself as top 2, top 3 dual threat QB?
It's a lot of ifs, but the thing is, if you're looking at all those quarterbacks from those drafts, have you seen a better stretch of football out of any of them than what we're seeing out of Justin Fields right now? I don't think you can say that.
Mac Jones had the consistency as a passer, but even still, the highs of Fields are way too electric.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think we've seen that from any one of those quarterbacks. So yeah, I think it's definitely believable that he can be the best quarterback in that class.
Okay, I think there's a real chance he is. Next game.
Honestly, before we keep going, the Bears are +3. I'll hammer that bet down. I'll take that any day. That's my lock.
J-Ray locks? Okay. I see you. The next game up is going to be a snow thunderstorm, whatever they're calling it, in Buffalo. It might be in Buffalo. It might also not be in Buffalo. J-Ray, do you want to read off the meme you told us before the show, if you could share?
The projected snow is 3 to 6 feet, and somebody put out Devin Singletary is 5'7". I think that game is going to be moved.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Best Amp. When it comes to sports betting, guys, all of us want to make the most money, want to get the best bang for our buck. And with the Best Amp app, what they'll provide you with is the best odds across the sports betting market. All you have to do is download their completely free app and sign up for any of the variety of sportsbooks out there so that you can give yourself an edge in the game. Be sure to bet like a pro with the Best Amp app. Not only is it free, but it provides so many other perks. Custom betting trackers. If you want to sell any picks, and there's no commission, royalty free. You get the entire cut. Thank you to Best Amp for supporting our show. And as always, let's get back. Ironically, the last time a game was moved due to snow was for the Bills versus the Jets in 2014. That game got pushed over to Detroit, Michigan. So for the Browns, the injury report this week I'm pulling up, I'm going to roll with the Bills. Josh Allen is limited, but I do think he gets back on track after a series of just devastating losses versus the Jets and this last week versus the Vikings. He's an elite quarterback, and I don't have him in MVP conversation anymore, but that doesn't mean he's going to get right back into it, finishing off the season on a much better note.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Buffalo. I think they get back on track. It's just been an ugly 2 games. They should have won both of them. I think that you have to regroup, and this is the best time to do it.
The last time the Buffalo Bills had a huge snowstorm was in 2017 against the Indianapolis Colts. Do you guys know who the quarterback was for that team, the Colts?
Jacoby Brissett.
Mr. Jacoby Brissett, and he is currently the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Now, he did lose that game 13-7 in overtime. That was a game where, can you guess the Buffalo Bills starting quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
No.
Nathan Peterman.
Nathan Peterman. and Joe Webb threw a couple passes too. But that's the
Pittsburgh.
That's the day LaShawn McCoy had 32 carries, 156 yards rushing.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I mean, I would not want to be playing in that type of cold and snow with Josh Allen's elbow injury. I mean, the cold is just going to make it even worse every time you get hit. Snowstorms are always a toss-up because it's not really, it's very sloppy football play because of the conditions. So, I mean, anything can happen. I'm going to be honest. I picked the Bills, but I think if it plays in Buffalo, I think I'm going to favor the Browns because of Nick Chubb. And I think if it's snowing, I think the run game is going to be dealt a lot. Now, I understand Josh Allen's probably going to take off a lot, but Nick Chubb is and Kareem Hunt, I think they can gash for some yardage. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough tackling Nick Chubb in the cold. Oh my God,
that's gonna hurt.
I'd rather just quit.
Hear your freaking bones just crack and break.
I'll go home.
I was like, Coach, I gotta go. I can't.
-8 Buffalo beat Cap. Is that your pick of the week?
I can't lock it because I don't know if it's going to be played in Buffalo. If I knew for a fact it was playing in Buffalo, it'd probably be a lock of the week. But I've got another lock of the week.
Do we know where they would play if it's moved?
I don't think they announced it.
I'm gonna Google it, but I think
Google it real quick. So let's move on. I'll take the next game, John, while you Google it. All right. So the next game up is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on a team. We were just talking about the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. Minnesota is favored by 7 points. Justin, what say you?
I'm sorry, Jeff Sunday. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not going to be your day.
No? So
I'm gonna go.
We didn't actually get Justin. Tell us your thoughts on the Monday night. They lose their first game of the season.
Oh man, that was it. I started to question, did Washington show us the blueprint how to beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Like it really posed the question to me. Can the Giants really steal this division, or the Cowboys? Can they steal the division from the Eagles? They still got to play each other again. So it's more than possible. But I think all in all, I think Philadelphia needed to lose one. They needed to see some of their weak spots. They need to clean them up. And ultimately, I think they'll be fine. So I'm not going to get on the Taylor Heineke hype train. I think it was just an ugly game for Philly. Couldn't get the run game going at all. It's not like them. So
talking about Riverboat Ron, he has now beat the last 2 undefeated teams, the Steelers in 2020 and the Eagles in 2022. You guys think that was enough with the young quarterback and Heineke coming in? He's not that young; he's 29, to save his job.
Yeah, they rally around. They rally around him. Don't get rid of
Yeah,
that guy.
try to
I
tell
don't
you,
get.
John.
It's weird because Heineke's played worse than Wentz, though.
Yeah, but he's leading to wins though.
He is, and so is Daniel Jones. And you're saying that Daniel Jones isn't.
All right,
Also look,
let's go pick
also
him.
look at, I mean,
Let's
also
go
look at
pick
the
him.
conversations that people were talking with Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. But for Philly and Indianapolis, I picked Indy, but I go back and forth on this one because I think Indy has. I've always said this entire season before the season, Indy has a style plays a style of football that you really don't want to see, and it's run the football at a high level. Have a veteran quarterback who makes smart decisions and plays good defense. Now we saw a little bit of Philly's kryptonite, which is the similar actually to Dallas's kryptonite, which is stopping the run.
Mhm.
And we know that Jonathan Taylor, even though he's been nicked this season, he had a big game last week, I believe, right? He can have another big game. The team looks a little rejuvenated, playing with energy, playing with fire. I think Indy can steal this game.
You say Matty Ice?
Matty Ice is coming
Matty
back.
Magic?
You know what? I'm
Do you think
taking
he's gonna put a
Indianapolis.
40-yard run?
I'm taking Indianapolis in Indy. I'm taking them.
Is this your bet of the week? Is this your
This
limit
is not my bet of the week. I'll tell you when it's my bet of the week.
I was about to say
God,
I don't feel comfortable
damn it.
placing a ticket with you guys if this is your bet of the week.
That's not my bet of the week.
We want to place a ticket, but talking about the Bills versus Browns game, the neutral site would be speculated Ford Field in Detroit because the Lions or the Bills play there against the Lions 4 days later, but it also could be some other destinations. That's where a lot of games are typically moved. Food for thought.
Okay.
Next game, the New York Jets at New England. We discussed this matchup before. I'm rolling with the Jets, man. I like the magic of Zach Wilson, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, and a Jets defense being galvanized. The troops this year are coming out the fire. Top 5 defense. The running game doesn't have no Brees Hall, but I can see a big day from Garrett Wilson if they can just feed him early in the first quarter.
Not a chance, not a flying chance that they're going into Foxborough and beating the Patriots, especially off of a bye. I'll hammer that home. That's another that would be another lock of the week for me, to be honest with you.
Patriots -3. Lock?
Lock.
Oh, my goodness. I'm done with you. Okay.
This is my lock of the week. All right.
I'll place a ticket with you now, Brandon. There we go.
You guys are just delusional
We
Patriot
straight
fans.
up locked up Zach Wilson, Mystery Zachary Wilson, sucking against the Patriots. Listen, 13, I believe it's straight victories against the New York Jets. Either 13 or 14. We've won so many times I've lost count. So, sorry, we dominate, but it's not, there. Yeah, New England's gonna win this game. It's in Gillette. You saw what we did against them in New York in the Meadowlands. Now we got our home crowd behind them. We're coming off the bye week. Bill Belichick is very good coming off the bye. Give me the New England Patriots. I mean, come on.
Brand hot takes. He's got the Browns covering -8, which I think they definitely could. He's got the Eagles covering, he's got the Colts covering -7, and he's got the Patriots covering -3. Wow. Okay. Next game up, fellas. The Los Angeles Rams. Oh, their season's over. It's over. Kiss it goodnight versus the New Orleans Saints. I thought the Rams would be bad coming into this year. I thought they would be a 9-10 win team against the playoffs and get knocked down in the first rounds. But boy, would I be kidding you if I thought they would be this bad. Now, last week versus the Cardinals, no Matthew Stafford. But the Cardinals had no Kyler Murray. And we saw one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league is Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy, you could argue, had one of the better quarterback performances of the season for the Cardinals. And it looks like J-Red's got something to say.
No, I just threw up the horns, man. Texas Longhorns.
Oh, yeah. I only remember him as the Browns quarterback, which was ugly. So I didn't register that. I know he was the second quarterback taken in 2010, right?